Hello again, everybody. Did you watch the Men's Six Nations rugby? There was a thrilling finale on Saturday. England didn't have a great series this time, but they played their hearts out in Paris, only to lose at the last minute, literally, by giving away a penalty. I wouldn't be surprised that in a few years' time, some of those players might end up with arthritic hips and knees. A lot of my patients ask if they can return to sport after hip surgery. It's a great question. Most people think that once you've had a new hip, you can't play sport because it will wear out more quickly. In the early days of hip surgery, that was the advice that surgeons would give to their patients. But things have changed. These days, we've got better materials and techniques that can help younger, more active people return to the sports that they love. Look at Andy Murray. He had a hip resurfacing and returned to playing at Wimbledon. A recent study in the Journal of Arthroplasty looked at patients who'd undergone total hip or knee replacement and followed them for an average of about 5 years. The authors looked at what sports these patients were actually doing and whether those activities increased the risk of needing another operation, revision surgery. They looked at 3 categories: low impact sports such as walking, cycling, swimming and golf, intermediate sports like hiking, skiing, doubles tennis and going to the gym, and then high impact sports such as running, basketball, football and squash. They didn't look at rugby. The usual advice is to avoid these higher impact activities because we worry about accelerated implant wear, breakage and loosening. One of my colleagues tells his patients it's like driving a car. If you thrash it by driving it in first gear all the time, don't be surprised if it wears out in a few years. The results from the study were surprising. About 5 years after surgery, patients who were doing sport, even intermediate or high impact activities, did not have a higher rate of revision compared with patients who were inactive. In fact, the group doing sport actually had slightly lower revision rates overall. So what does this mean? Are sports actually better for your hip than doing nothing? The reality is that people who stay active tend to be healthier, fitter and lighter. Their bones and muscles are stronger, so they're less likely to dislocate their hip or fall and break something. If they're healthier, they're probably less likely to develop an infection, which is of course another cause of failure of a hip replacement. But the important point is that sport participation did not appear to damage the implants in the short to medium term. So what activities did people actually do? The most common ones after joint replacement weren't a great surprise. There were walking, cycling, swimming, golf, going to the gym. Interestingly, many people who previously ran or played impact sports seem to switch to cycling because it allows them to stay active without much lower joint loading. Well, what about running? Running is the activity that still worries many surgeons like me. When you run, the hip joint experiences forces of 3 to 5 times your body weight with every step. Cycling, on the other hand, produces only about 1 to 1.5 times body weight. In the study, running showed the highest trend towards revision, although the numbers are small and the differences weren't statistically significant. So the longer-term safety of regular running after hip replacement is still a bit uncertain. So what advice do I give to my patients? When they ask me about sport after hip replacement, I explain to them what the concerns are and how we can help to reduce the risks of the hip wearing out too soon. I strongly encourage them to do things like walking, cycling, swimming, golf and resistance training. Yoga and Pilates are excellent as well. Many of my patients want to do things like sailing, tennis, skiing and horse riding. I don't see a problem with these sports as long as you understand the risks and take reasonable precautions to avoid trouble. Where I start to worry is when patients tell me that they want to run, play squash and other hardcore sports like football and rugby. Look at these professional rugby and football players. The forces going through their joints are enormous, and it's unlikely that a hip replacement would survive this abuse in the long term. In appropriate cases, I'll use hip resurfacing, which should allow people to run. I did a ceramic resurfacing on someone recently who's determined to run a marathon again. I hope that he fulfills his dream. The encouraging message from this new research is that hip replacements and resurfacing should help people return to an active life. The goal of surgery isn't just to relieve pain, it's also to restore mobility and of course independence. So if you're thinking about having hip surgery and you're worried about what you can do and what you can't do afterwards, the good news is that most people can return to a wide range of sports and physical activity. The key is to stay active, stay strong and be careful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time.